Whoosh.
All right, get myself down here. All right, we're good.
Okay.
Well, welcome everybody to Carver's Twigs Bird of the Day. It is Superb Owl Sunday, so of course we're doing an owl. I mean, we gotta do an owl on Superb Owl Sunday. It's tradition.
Yeah,
This is a
it is.
yes. It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
So,
So, if you look at past bird of the days, we've done the burrowing owl, we've done the hawk owl, we've done the great horned owl, the snowy owl, and of course our good friend Flacco, the Eurasian eagle owl.
Good old Flacco.
So, I was like, oh god, you're almost out of owls. Nah, there's still like 100 more species of owl.
Wasn't Flacco a quarterback as well?
Flacco, what's that?
Wasn't Flacco a quarterback?
Flacco is a quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens and won the
Okay,
Super Bowl
there we
with
go.
them. Yes.
I am so smart.
Yes. But today's bird of the day, well, I'm afraid that this owl is not allowed.
What?
It has been excluded and not allowed to come anymore because this owl
It's a boat.
is barred.
Oh no, not the barred
no.
owl.
It is the barred owl.
Used to be
I mean, maybe if they paid
Esquire.
your bill once in a while, it'll be a barred owl.
Yes. Yes.
Wow,
It's painfully
really?
cheesy. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know we like cheesiness here. But yes, we got the barred owl. Look at these guys. These are, you know what I was saying about the barred owl? They're actually of like the true owls. They're one of the creepiest looking ones because their eyes are just that solid black. And it's kind of creepy. No, not the barn owl. I have done barn owls, but no, this
Yeah.
is the barred owl.
My player of the year, I'll be damned.
Oh.
So the barred owl, as you
At
can
least
see,
Flacco tried. Flacco tried.
they aren't super long, 16 to 25 inches, but boy, they got some big old wings.
They do.
38 to 49-inch wingspan. They got
Cosine flame
very
flying.
big, powerful wings, weighing about 1.3 to 2.1 pounds. And the females of this species are going to be about 30 to 40% bigger, which is true for most owls. Most owls, the ladies are bigger.
Those eggs need space.
I will say, for conversion's sake, the wingspan is about bigger than a meter in length.
Yeah.
They're pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah. I can't convert weight, but I can at least convert inches into meters at least.
Yeah, sorry, Hasio. I don't know
Yeah.
space on here to do
This
both
is
metric and
America.
imperial.
There's America here. Use imperial.
Yeah, so like what? They live 10 years in the wild, so that's like what? About like 3 kilodays?
Yes.
No, that's not how it works.
But the oldest that's ever lived was 26 years old in captivity.
Old bird. Man.
But 10 years is about as average as what they live in the wild. It's not too bad. Now, as you can see there, their range is pretty much, east of the Rockies.
It is pretty wild though. It has that
Yeah.
one little
But-
patch in Mexico.
Well, yeah, a little bit of patch. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like,
yeah.
here's the thing: is the patch in Mexico and then everything up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not their natural territories, and they're actually
Oh.
invasive in those areas.
Huh.
But we'll get onto that a little bit
Oh.
later.
All right.
So they're in the order
Well,
Strigiformes,
they
which is
exactly,
all
yeah.
owls. All owls are in Strigiformes, and then it's broken into 2 families: Strigidae, which is what they call true owls, and then the scientific name for barn owls that I don't remember. But yeah,
Briggs like, oh, no.
pretty little birds. And
Yeah,
as you can see, that they are in bits of Minnesota, and we have seen one of these guys up at my sister's cabin.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
yeah, there's one that
nice.
hangs out in the trees in a little forest area up there.
Hmm.
And we also one time saw it eyeing their little wiener dog.
Oh. Bring them inside.
Yeah.
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 All right. So, about
Aw,
the
that
report. Oh,
gets
look
up
at the little
there.
babies. I know.
Oh.
They got cute little babies.
Oh,
Cute little
they always
babies.
have the plumage.
And also that top picture that's like
Oh.
the lady, and he's just like, I am so sick of this woman. He's just looks
Ooh.
defeated. So these guys, they like to make their nests in hollow, carved out areas. So you see on the bottom there, that's obviously a human-built nest box. Which, if you
Mhm.
build one, they like it. They might go into it. But they
Oh.
like hollowed out trees are their typical favorite places to go. And they reach sexual maturity at 2 years old. And so usually it's in their second year of life, they are going to find a mate. And it's usually done, the male is going to be like, go up to a female and he's going to like half spread his wings and bob his head around and do kind of a little dance. And if the dance impresses her, she'll be like, okay, I like you. And then not always, but typically they will mate for life. Those two will stick together until one of them dies. And it's super sweet, I think. Super cute.
I wish I could find somebody by men spreading.
Yeah, I know, right? So they're going to lay 2 to 3 eggs per clutch, and they're only going to do that once a year. So, a couple's going to make 2 to 3 eggs a year. And usually they're going to be laid like 3 to 4 days apart, and then they're going to then also hatch 3 to 4 days apart. And usually the older sibling ends up being quite a bit bigger than their little siblings. But they actually, some baby birds don't really treat their siblings too well. It's not so much the case with these guys. Their siblings tend to stick together. Now, when the eggs are laid, the female is going to stay in the nest, and the male is going to go hunting, and he's going to bring her back food. It's nice. He's like a little DoorDash for his lady. And
I got Popeyes.
But then once the chicks are born, then they will alternate between one of them staying in the nest while the other goes to get food, and they'll bring back food for the little babies. Bring back food for the little babies.
Yeah.
So both mom and dad help care for the little babies. And then they're usually going to stay with their parents, up until usually it's going to be until they're ready to start mating in that second year. So if maybe they're born in April, then they'll probably leave the nest in February of their, not the year after they're born, but the year after that.
Right.
So yeah, they tend to like to stick around their parents. And now oftentimes, if their parents have another clutch the year after, they may not be necessarily helping care for their little siblings, but they'll at least kind of be nearby. These birds do not. These birds do not stray far from where they were born typically. In fact, they were they banded a population of hundreds of them, and 80% of them, when they died, had not gone more than 6 miles from where they were born.
Wow, just like me.
Yeah,
like most Americans.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Actually, I got a little video.
Video.
You two will want to listen on the stream because there's some sounds that you're not going to
Maybe.
hear here. But yeah, you're going to hear some barred owl call. But look at those little guys on there.
Oh.
Pretty feathers.
Mm-hmm. Scary face.
It's a very distinct hoot call. You can recognize them from their call. It almost trills at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's a car alarm.
So pretty. Love their feathers.
Yeah. Dry pee. Immigrant owls.
Yes, truly a
have to go.
superb owl. I agree.
It is a truly, truly superb owl. Now, these guys, well, I mean, come on. They're owls. They're owls.
They
We've
are,
talked
yeah.
about owls in the past before. They have many of the same owl features that other owls have. They are mostly nocturnal. Their face is kind of that disc shape. Their eyes are both on the front of their head instead of the side, like most birds. So that gives them great depth perception, but also exceptional hearing. And also, one of their ears is slightly further back than the other. So that gives them even better sense of how far away something is that they hear. So they'll perch high up in trees and they will watch and listen, and they'll be able to see and hear things that humans never, ever could. And then when they fly down, their feathers have a lot of little tiny microfibers all across them that make them very soft, but also are huge sound dampeners. These guys are almost silent flyers. It's amazing.
Flying
And
eye.
that just makes them absolutely the apex predators, except they're not, because we'll get on to that a little further. But they are. If you're a little rodent, though, these guys, a little small furry animal, you better watch out for these guys. Rodents are their favorite, whether it's rabbits, voles, mice, rats,
Gotcha.
little
And
tiny
dogs.
furry things. That's their favorite treat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these guys also, like in areas where like there's rivers and stuff, they will eat crayfish. If they see a crayfish in shallow
some
water,
gumbo.
they'll nab that.
Like
In
me,
the areas
for
that are
real.
closer, like in the Pacific Northwest, if there's crabs on the beach, oh, they love a crab. They will snatch down and
Some
sneak a crab.
crawdaddies.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Barred owls that eat crayfish and crabs more than they eat, the other rodents and stuff, their feathers, especially the feathers under their wings, will start to turn pink.
Very cool,
Yes,
very
like
cool.
flamingos.
Exactly like flamingos. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty super neat.
It is very awesome. Yeah.
A pink owl. It's so cool. It's cool.
Forget the Pink Panther.
Yes. Now, these guys are very territorial. They'll have an area that's maybe like 100 square meters or something big.
Well,
That's their area. And you
small.
better not come in there. And they will fight off anything that it perceives to be a threat. Whether it's crows or foxes or human beings. They are the owl that is most likely to attack a human being. Now, y'all ever seen the documentary or HBO show The Staircase?
I have not.
So it's a famous story of a guy who's like a minor politician, and his wife died and was found in a staircase, dead and bloodied, and he ended up going to prison for her murder. But there was a lot of evidence that was just like, okay, she was supposedly beaten to death, but she didn't have any skull fractures, which is like unheard of for beating to death. The way that the blood splatter and the marks on her head were like really weird, so like it had to be like a light weapon. They absolutely couldn't figure out how it happened, but they still ended up convicting the guy. And then he ended up later getting released after like 10 years. He pled no contest or something, like had to plead guilty, but then got time
No.
served and got released. And so it's a real huge mystery of like, did she fall backwards on the stairs and hurt herself? But if that's the case, then why is there some blood on the front door? Did he murder her? But one of the main theories that's starting to get more and more traction is that she was in the front yard putting away Christmas decorations, or putting out Christmas decorations,
Oh,
and she was
War
attacked by a
Christmas.
barred owl. Because the scratches and cuts on her head were completely consistent with the shape of their talons, and there was actually micro feather fiber found under her fingernails. And
But where are the stairs insulated?
yeah, so it is one of the popular theories called the owl theory, that she was killed by an owl, and it would have been a barred owl. Because there was a barred owl that lived in their yard that they knew about. Like, it was always around. So, interesting thought there. Possibly murdered someone. Played by Toni Collette in the HBO miniseries.
The owl.
We stand Toni Collette around here.
We do, yes.
She deserved to win Best Actor for Hereditary, and that she didn't even get a nomination is a travesty. But yeah. So here's the thing. I was doing their area of where they live. Also, hi, Modbot.
Hi, Modbot.
So I was saying that they live in the Pacific Northwest. They are not native to the Pacific Northwest. We're not entirely sure how they got there, because as their non-migratory way of life, we thought they might have been brought over artificially. We're not really sure. However, they are there, and they're actually causing a lot of troubles. They're actually not so much doing too much to like the rodent population, because you can't really control the rodent population. But they are outcompeting the native species of owls. And so there's been a sharp decline in the other owl species that are native to the Pacific Northwest, because these guys are just better at what they do. They're bigger, they're stronger, Because like it's a lot of screech owls, like the western screech owl lives there, and these guys will easily kill a western screech owl. They're twice the size, much bigger, stronger, you know. So they're actually, it's legal to hunt barred owls in the Pacific Northwest because they're trying to reduce their population because they don't belong there. You know, these guys are doing great in the rest of the country. They're of least concern, as you see on the bottom there. So sometimes exceptions have to be made for protected species because these guys are protected by the Migratory Bird Act. But if they're invasive, then the Migratory Bird Act does have stipulations that you are allowed to kill. If an ordinance is passed, you're allowed to kill birds because it's like, I don't like the idea of killing birds, but they're killing other species of owl, and they don't belong there. Invasive species is a big problem. It's a big problem. But we talk about them being bullies to other birds. Well, there is one other bird that is their biggest bully, and that is the great horned owl. They like their territories, and they will defend it. But if a great horned owl shows up and says, "Yeah, this is mine," they'll be like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, I'm gonna fight that fight. I'm out of here.
Yeah. They don't really have many natural predators. Their biggest natural predator is the great horned owl. They might get into a tussle with like an eagle or something, but it's pretty rare. But the great horned owl will hone in on their territories and kill a poor barred owl.
That's my nest.
And then obviously the number one killer of barred owls is of course humans, whether it's through poisoning rats that they eat or vehicle collisions, stuff like that. But that's what I gotta say about the barred owl. So my thoughts, I mean, they're kind I think they're a little creepy looking, but
I mean,
they got they got
Yeah.
kind of a goofy looking face. There's a little wildlife sanctuary near me that has a couple birds in enclosures there, and one of them is a barred owl, and he always looks at whoever's in front of it. Have they tried a capture and release program? They have, but not to a lot of success, Harvey. Not to a lot of success, unfortunately.
A lot of birds to capture too, unfortunately, to make that work.
Yeah.
A lot of birds to capture.
But I mean, the barred owl, I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
They're not my
pretty cool.
favorite owl, but I mean, I like owls. Who doesn't like owls? Owls are cool.
Yeah, they're superb. Yeah,
They are superb owls. These are absolutely superb owls. Beautiful feathers.
Absolutely.
Just like those totally black eyes are just kind of creepy though. Like I like the great horned Eurasian eagle owls with those like bright orangish yellow. But these guys are pretty neat looking, pretty cool. And it's kind of interesting. Like that shape of them, that's like almost all fluff. It's like all fluff. Like these guys are like a third of the size that they appear to be because their feathers are just that fluffy.
I kind of want to see one after like a rainstorm now.
Yeah,
it reminds me of
barred
like
owl.
Susie Silkies when after they've given a bath, they're just like this little shredded or like shriveled up little chicken thing.
Owl head swivels creep me out. Yeah, they have something like a 300 degrees turning ability for their head. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty neat. So yeah, the final thoughts: a superb owl, great for a superb owl Sunday.
Superb.
So now we are going to head on back to
Alright.
the stadium.
Yeah.
To the ball game.
Woo!